Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fort Knox, Kentucky. I am Second Lieutenant Nathan Dawes, your narrator for today's graduation ceremony. At this time, we would like to welcome the following guests. Commanding General, U.S. Army Cadet Command and Fort Knox, Major General Christopher Hughes and his wife Marguerite. Army Reserve Ambassador, Brigadier General Retired Michael Devine. Command Sergeant Major, 1st Army Division East, Command Sergeant Major Royce Maness. Deputy Commanding General, U.S. Army Human Resources Command, Brigadier General Lynn Owens and her husband Ricky. Deputy Commanding General, 79th Sustainment Support Command, Brigadier General Susan Henderson. Colonel Sean Barnes, Commandant Cadet Summer Training. And Command Sergeant Major, Cadet Summer Training, Command Sergeant Major Randy Wright. This ceremony is conducted by ROTC cadets, marking the successful completion of Advanced Camp. The graduating unit for today is the 7th Regiment of Advanced Camp, the Lieutenant General Kathleen M. Gainey Regiment. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Cadet Matthew Purley from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Also participating in today's ceremony is the 100th Army Band from Fort Knox, Kentucky, joined by the 208th Army Band from North Carolina, commanded by Chief Warrant Officer 5 Larry Barton and led by Drum Major Staff Sergeant Billy Eve. This ceremony marks the culmination of 31 days of rigorous and intensive training for these young men and women. For them, Advanced Camp served as a test of their leadership abilities and potential to be an officer. They have emerged from this challenge confident in their ability to assume the tremendous responsibilities of being an Army officer. The cadets of the 7th Regiment are now formed in front of you. Each regiment has had the honor of having bestowed upon it a namesake. This namesake is in honor of a general officer whose values and accomplishments represent the best the Army has to offer. 7th Regiment has had the distinct privilege of honoring Lieutenant General Kathleen M. Gainey. Lieutenant General Kathleen M. Gainey is a retired United States Army Lieutenant General who served as Deputy Commander, U.S. Transportation Command. She graduated from Old Dominion University in 1978 with a Bachelor of Science in Special Education and commissioned as a 2nd Lieutenant through ROTC. Her duties ranged from Chief, Container Freight Branch in Oakland, California, Special Assistant to the Chief of Staff, Washington, D.C., and Director for Logistics, J4 Joint Staff. General Gainey's awards and decorations include the Defense Superior Service Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Legion of Merit with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Bronze Star Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Army Commendation Medal with 3 Oak Leaf Clusters, the Army General Staff Identification Badge, and the Joint Chiefs of Staff Service Badge. In honor of their completion of Advanced Camp, the cadets from the General Gainey Regiment will be receiving a 3-gun salute in the form of a cadet cannonade. In a moment, the commander of troops will bring the units to attention.
Bring your units to attention! Company! Attention! Hawk 31! Company! Attention! Blacksmiths! Company! Attention! No hard, no home! Company! Attention! Always ready!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the invocation offered by 1st Lieutenant Jonathan Baggett, Chaplain Candidate. The host and reviewing officer for today's ceremony is Colonel Farrell J. Duncombe, Task Force Leader Commander. The guest speaker for today's ceremony is Command Sergeant Major Retired Richard Castlevetter. He is accompanied by the Regimental Tactical Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Scott Greco.
Bring your units to parade ready! Parade ready! Parade ready! Parade ready! Parade ready!
I invite you to join me in a word of prayer. God, I thank you for your goodness and your mercy that have followed this special group of men and women that stand before me today. The endurance that they have demonstrated throughout this training is a shining testimony of their resilience and of your gracious provision. When put through the crucible of suffering, we've come to find that these are men and women forged of the noblest character and we can trust them to serve as the future leaders of our great Army. God, on this joyous day, we celebrate their magnificent accomplishment and grant them the recognition that they earned. I pray that you would give each one here the wisdom, courage, and guidance they need as they continue to pursue such a high calling with their lives, for your glory, for their good. I pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Bring your units to attention! Company! Attention! Company! Attention! Company! Attention! Company! Attention! Sir, the regiment is formed.
Post the colors.
Detachment! Center! Move! Forward! Move!
The colors are now being brought forward by the Commander of Troops. The flags present for today's ceremony are the national colors, the Army Field Flag, and the Cadet Command colors.
Sir, the colors are present.
Present to command.
Bring your units to present form. Present form. Present on. Present on. Present on. Detachment. Present.
Present.
Form.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem and remain standing during the firing of the cadet cannonade. We ask that military personnel in uniform maintain their hand salute until the completion of the cadet cannonade. The United States Army ROTC Cadet Cannonade salutes the three pillars of our service to the nation. Duty, obedience and disciplined performance despite difficulty or danger. Duty requires self-responsibility and selfless devotion. Honor, encompassing integrity and dedication. Honor is the thread which holds together the fabric of our Army. Country, for which men and women have given their lives, our country shines as a light of freedom and dignity to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Detachment! Orders! Orders! Halt! Bring your units to order! Halt! Order! All! Order! Up! Order! Up! Order! All!
The Cadet Creed was adopted to instill in Army cadets the values that are critical for successful performance. Cadet Mitchell Bakeman from Central Michigan University will now recite the Cadet Creed.
The Cadet Creed. I am an Army cadet. Soon I will take an oath to become an Army officer, committed to defending the values which make this nation great. Honor is my touchstone. I understand mission first and people always. I am the past, the spirit of those warriors who have made the final sacrifice. I am the present, the scholar, an apprentice soldier, enhancing my skills in the science of warfare and the art of leadership. But above all, I am the future warrior leader of the United States Army. May God give me the compassion and judgment to lead and the gallantry in battle to win. I will do my duty. Leadership excellence, sir.
Ready to lead.
Bring your units to parade! Good! Parade! Good! Parade! Good! Parade! Red! Parade! Red!
The greater community of Fort Knox and our national and local service organizations are here to show their support to our future Army leaders. These cadets have demonstrated superior character in service throughout training and will be recognized for their efforts. Also, we kindly ask family and friends to remain seated during the awards presentation. The awardees will be brought forward immediately following the ceremony for pictures.
March time. March. Group. Halt. Left. Right.
The Recondo Award is being presented by the Commanding General of Fort Knox, Major General Christopher Hughes, accompanied by Command Sergeant Major Randy Wright, to the cadets who achieved a 90% minimum on each Army physical fitness event, first time go on each confidence course event, 90% minimum on written land navigation, 5 out of 6 first time goes on land navigation, go on first aid and chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear defense events, complete 12-mile foot march in 3 hours or less, and qualify expert in basic rifle marksmanship. This award is presented to the following cadets: Nathan Durant from North Carolina State University, Matthew Frazier from Clemson University, and Roy Schindler from Norwich University. The Apex Sec Warrior Award is presented by Colonel Retired Bob Frichet. The award is given to the cadet with the highest cumulative scores in land navigation and marksmanship. This award is presented to Cadet Roy Schindler from Norwich University. The AUSA Leadership Excellence Award is presented by Miss Kendra Scott. The award is presented to the top cadet in each regiment as determined by a regimental cadre board. This award is presented to Cadet Jeremy Jones from California Lutheran University. The Military Order of the World Wars Award is presented by Major Retired Carl Cornelius. The award is presented to the cadet who best demonstrates the ability to evaluate, analyze, apply, and understand experiences and capabilities to solve tactical problem sets. This award is presented to Cadet Christopher Dentler from Syracuse University. The Military Officers Association of America Award is presented by Major Retired Carl Cornelius. The award is given to the cadet that has demonstrated superior dedication to duty and established a positive command presence by accepting accountability for self and assigned unit through the employment of team members while applying the fundamentals of leadership. This award is presented to Cadet Hunter Lyons from North Carolina State University. The USAA Warrior Spirit Award, presented by Command Sergeant Major Retired Joe Zettelmoyer, for demonstrating personal actions necessary to represent the Army profession, ethics, and officership, while best exemplifying the warrior spirit. This award is presented to Cadet Hayden Venable from University of North Georgia. The Armed Forces Bank Performance Award is presented by Miss Melissa Wilkins to the cadet that best demonstrates respect for other cultures and people by effectively utilizing the training scenarios to demonstrate a mastery of cross-cultural competencies as they relate to a complex environment. This award is presented to Cadet Salim Al-Taib from Middle Tennessee State University. The Reserve Officers Association Award is presented by Major Lisa Turner Dummett. The award is given to the cadet that best reflects characteristics of a comprehensive soldier by demonstrating resilience and a lifelong pursuit of enhanced performance to cope with adversity in stressful situations and thrive in life. This award is presented to Cadet Tanya Strait from Campbell University. The National Guard Association of the United States Award is presented by Major Matt Riley to an Army National Guard cadet that demonstrates the most improvement in physical and mental preparedness for commissioning. This award is presented to Cadet Jonathan Tatro from the University of Vermont. The Armed Forces Service Corporation Award is presented by Colonel Retired Don Bartholomew to the top male and female cadet who achieved the highest score on the Army Physical Fitness Test. This award is presented to Cadet Lauren Zacher from George Mason University and Cadet Nicholas Marquardt from Ohio University. The Bold Leader Spirit Award is presented by Sergeant Major Retired Charlie Fraley to the cadet who best demonstrates appropriate motivational techniques, inspirational leadership, and the spirit of a leader. This award is presented to Cadet Matthew Consiglio from the Citadel. The First Command Financial Services Award is presented by Major Retired Carl Cornelius to the cadet who best demonstrates the leadership traits necessary to encourage teamwork, improve unit cohesion, and reinforce mission accomplishment. This award is presented to Cadet Marcus Dewberry from the University of Texas at San Antonio. The Norton Healthcare Award is presented by Dr. Jody Dunkelberger to the cadet who best demonstrates the ability to perform under stress while applying critical thinking skills to make accurate and immediate decisions. They must be enrolled in an accredited nursing program. This award is presented to Cadet Candice Madriaga from Washington State University. At the completion of the ceremony, today's awardees will return to the field for individual congratulations and photo opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our awardees a round of applause.
Forward. Left. 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 Left.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to introduce the guest speaker for today's ceremony. Command Sergeant Major retired Richard E. Castlevetter entered the Army in 1982. He began his active duty military career by attending basic combat training, advanced infantry training, and the basic airborne course at Fort Benning, Georgia. He served in overseas assignments in the Sinai Peninsula, Egypt, and was deployed as part of Operation Urgent Fury for the invasion of Grenada in 1983. He was later assigned to the 3rd Infantry Division in Aschaffenburg, Germany. In 1986, Command Sergeant Major Castlevetter joined the Army Reserve as a combat journalist with the 354th Mobile Public Affairs Detachment in Oakdale, Pennsylvania, and from 1997 to 2004 served as the Chief of Public Affairs for the 99th Regional Readiness Command in Coriopolis, Pennsylvania. After mobilizing and deploying in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, he spent 3 years as the Command Sergeant Major of the 339th Combat Support Hospital, and later became the Command Sergeant Major of the 99th Region Support Command on Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst, New Jersey. Command Sergeant Major Castlevetter completed his career as a Command Sergeant Major for the 412th Theater Engineer Command and retired from service in 2017 after 35 years of service. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Command Sergeant Major retired Richard E. Castlevetter.
Good morning, cadets. To the graduating cadets, your families and friends, and other distinguished military leaders and guests, I would like to add my personal welcome to all of you. Major General Hughes, thank you for giving me this opportunity to address our future leaders. Before I begin, I want to recognize all of our veterans, and if all the veterans can please stand up, please. All veterans, a round of applause. Your presence here today signals the importance of this event, a significant milestone in what I hope will become for each of the graduating cadets the start of a long and distinguished military career. First of all, who are all of you in attendance? Today we formally honor each of the cadets who endured and completed 31 days of intense individual and collective military training. On behalf of your family, friends, and other guests here today, please know that we are delighted to be here with you, as together we celebrate your graduation from the Cadet Advanced Camp at Fort Knox, Kentucky. I have served over 35 years in the United States Army as a paratrooper with the 82nd Airborne Division, member of the 3rd Infantry Division, and served in a variation of leadership positions, and I'm proud of my service and have just retired last month. It is an understatement to say that I am honored to share this day with all of you and deliver this graduation speech. As a military installation built in 1918, known as Camp Knox, today Fort Knox is known around the world. It is literally gold standard. It is personally rewarding to not only congratulate you for this remarkable achievement, but by doing so on a post with so much rich history. Reaffirms why the Cadet Advanced Camp is the United States Army's Cadet Command's capstone training event. I stand here today not only as a patriot, but also as a proud father. Cadet Major Castlevetter, who graduates with you from the Cadet Advanced Camp and begins the next important phase of her military career. You are joining the ranks of many other military officers, peace and wartime leaders who also graduated from this significant and demanding training. Men and women who went to serve our great nation in defense of our freedoms. Today, by many accounts, the United States is at war. Our sons and daughters are putting themselves in harm's way in service to our country, and some of them are paying the ultimate price in doing so. As we fight terrorism at home and abroad, and knowing the sacrifices that you will accept, I salute you for your courage and willingness to serve our country. your willingness to surrender your time, and your willingness to join the ranks of so many other brave men and women who fought and died in defense of our national interest. Those involved in this unconventional war believe that we face a determined and aggressive enemy who embraces terrorism, a fight uniquely different from any enemy that we have faced in the past. They are not only motivated, but a well-trained and often well-funded enemy. These extremist beliefs has led them to kill and maim our brothers and sisters who fought courageously on their turf and on their terms. Conventional wartime practices in Afghanistan, for example, will never be successful if not complemented by a commitment to confront their unconventional practices. Think about ISIS, a group that has successfully exploited social media to repeatedly spread their thoughts broadly to an uncertain and often undetected group of followers. More organized terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab, Hezbollah, Boko Haram, and the Taliban remain especially focused on a greater prize with a more significant impact. We also sense increasing tension emerging in North Korea and some standards Russia. The threat of nuclear proliferation seems more real today than ever. Our president has committed to growing the United States military. Better funding of the armed forces will ensure more effective training and greater availability of the most technical and advanced equipment. You will become a vital and necessary part of the best fighting force in the world, capable, combat ready, and lethal. You clearly are committed to the United States Army and serving during times of war, or you would not be here today. You have met the prerequisites to become an officer. You would not have survived the critical phase of your military training without the will to survive, endure, and excel. You choose not to be deterred, and for that you are both proud and grateful. With all that said, you must instill the key principles of leadership in yourself and the soldiers you lead. You are leaders. You must be committed to the Army's core values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage. These values should not be new to you, and I'm willing to bet you have already learned a little bit about these values and why they are important. I can assure you that they will be repeated throughout your training and in every moment you serve as an officer and leader. Whether on active duty or in the reserve components, you will live them every day, what you do. You will be expected to adhere to these values both off and off duty, with your soldiers, with their families. Every evening when you look in the mirror to prepare for bed, you have to reflect back and ask about your day. Ask yourself a few questions. Did I live the Army values today? Did I take care of my soldiers and execute all my responsibilities? Did I lead by example? Did I just check the block or really focus on my duties? How did I communicate with my soldiers and fellow officers? How did I communicate with my loved ones at home? Did I motivate and inspire my soldiers? Remember, soldiers are always watching you and evaluating your leadership. Lead by example. Set the example. The last 31 days, I hope you have gained much more knowledge, maybe even more than you expected. You boosted and demonstrated your confidence by challenging your land navigation skills and physical courage. You have been evaluated both in the classroom and during field operations. You are more familiar today with modern and traditional weapons, and you have a better understanding of the cultural understandings necessary to lead soldiers going forward. You have been taught battlefield first aid as well as other specific battlefield maneuvers, such as combat movement techniques. You experience high levels of stress that parallel what happens in actual combat, and you spent quite a bit of time, I believe, learning squad situation tactics. You learn to believe more in yourself, your capabilities, and your team. President Teddy Roosevelt often spoke about the importance of believing in oneself. He once said, "Believe you can," and halfway there, so true, you must believe, believe, believe. You must believe not only in yourself, but in your training, the abilities of your fellow soldiers and mission requirements, especially knowing that your decisions could cost another soldiers their life or compromise their objective as a unit. I also caution you not to allow that gold bar that you will someday appear on your patrol cap to drive all your views and decisions. Yes, you will have earned that authority, but you would be well served to remember that others in the military, the bulk of the military, the privates, corporals, and sergeants are also committed to duty, to service, and to country. While they have less authority than an officer, they do share your dedication and resolve. And their experience and knowledge should always be considered. So let's talk a little bit about some of the choices you made once you become an Army officer. Whether it's in war or in peace, the military career path that you choose as your branch is vital to its success as a single, unified force. Some of you will choose combat arms, while others will opt for a support function in supply, in the medical field, or in administrative support. You might lead a platoon into combat or prepare a unit for battle. Regardless of your responsibilities, you are critical to the overall mission. Take seriously your commitment to your profession and carry out those duties to the best of your abilities. That will be expected if you want to be an effective and inspirational leader. As you can see, I am not an officer. I retired as a Command Sergeant Major. I was, however, an effective leader, I believe, well-trained leader, and hopefully a respected leader. I tried my absolutely best during my career to learn from others. I committed to a robust mentoring program, mentoring younger soldiers and accepting the mentorship from more senior and established officers and NCOs. I hope that my leadership skills help younger soldiers aspire to greater levels of leadership. As I look back at my career, I attribute many of my successes to my enduring and committed mentors. There is an old saying, no man is an island. I implore you to seek out a mentor and learn from that person. I also urge you, as you develop in a military career, to mentor others. Former Chairman and CEO of General Electric, Jack Welch, well known as a respected leader, said it best. None of us on our own come close to be as smart as we are collectively. General Colin Powell, who said, the most important thing I learned is that soldiers watch what the leaders do. You can give them classes and lecture them forever, but it is your personal example they will follow. Remember those words. It is your personal example they will follow. That means in what you do, what you say, how you compose yourself, how do you react to crisis, how do you treat others, how do you respect your family, how do you uphold your values, the Army values. If you leave with no other words of advice, just remember that respect is earned. Respect is not an entitlement that comes with rank. Authority comes with rank. It is incumbent on you to realize the difference between what is given and what is earned. Earlier I mentioned friends and family. I cannot stress the importance of the relationship you have with your inner circle of support. They compose the most intimate and impactful support group that you will ever have. And they sacrifice just as much, if not more, than those of us who wear the uniform. I strongly urge you to give back to your family what you have received. Respect your spouse, your children, your close relatives, and your neighbors, as they too will be serving as you serve. So in closing, let me offer a few more observations. The United States of America has given you the opportunity to shine through service to your country. I believe there is no greater honor than to wear the uniform of a soldier, a sailor, an airman, or a Marine. You willfully accepted the offer, the opportunity when you swore the oath to serve. You have affirmed your commitment to protect and defend our great nation and all Americans. When you are commissioned, expectations of you as an officer and leader will soar. You will be America's future military leaders. You will be the next generation of officers who will protect us in times of war and represent us during times of peace. I would like to leave you with one final important quote. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. That quote was offered by our nation's 6th Commander-in-Chief, John Quincy Adams. We expect your inspiration. We expect that you learn and pass on that knowledge to others. We expect that you dream and carry out those dreams in what you do and what you plan to do. And lastly, we expect that you do even more with what you have learned and achieved and become a greater leader when you graduate, when you're commissioned, and as you develop throughout your career. Again, congratulations. Today you shine. Today we have become stronger, or you have become stronger and more mature in your path forward. Your journey has only just begun. I strongly encourage you to adopt new approaches to improve performance. You are on the road to success. Stay focused, remain committed, serve in accordance with the oath you have sworn to uphold. You are in the United States Army. Thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to share this special moment with all of you. May God bless you, your family, and the United States of America. Leadership, excellence, look. Thank you.
Attachment!
Colors reversed.
Post!
Forward!
Board!
Pass and review.
Pass and review. Right turn. More.
At this time, the cadet regiment will perform the ceremonial pass in review. Please remember to stand and render honors to the nation as the colors pass. Now passing their review stand is the Commander of Troops for today's graduation, Cadet Matthew Hurley from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Following the Commander of Troops is the 100th Army Band from Fort Knox, Kentucky, joined by the 208th Army Band from North Carolina, commanded by Chief Warrant Officer Larry Martin, and led by Drum Major Staff Sergeant Billy Keefe. Now passing your newsstand is Alpha Company, led by Cadet Joseph Winkler from Eastern Illinois University.
Leadership excellence, sir!
Ready to lead.
Now passing the reviewing stand is Bravo Company, led by Cadet David Evans from Liberty University. Now passing their viewing stand is the Color Guard, led by Cadet Savannah Miller from Columbus State University. Now passing their viewing stand is Charlie Company, led by Cadet Derek Roberts from Johns Hopkins University. Passing your viewing stand is Delta Company, led by Cadet Seth Schoonover from North Carolina A&T State University. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song. The words can be found in your program.
Sir, this concludes the ceremony.
Good job.
Leadership excellence, sir.
Train lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's graduation ceremony.